Community Viewpoint.
Good afternoon and welcome to Community Viewpoint. I'm Salli Kerr and I am in as a guest host for John Pollock and here with Deanna and Jason to talk about some things going on in our community. I want to make it clear that this show is dedicated to all of the people who say there's nothing to do in Pahrump.
Yeah.
So we have all kinds of things going on as we get into spring. We know this is a busy season until we get through about 1st of June. There's something,
crazy
there's
busy season.
crazy busy. Yeah, it's 2 and 3 and 4 things on top of each other, as you know, because you're running around like a madwoman sometimes to get.
I like it right after the holidays because then everything dies down.
Dies down for a few weeks,
Right.
and then we actually get to enjoy the weekend.
Right.
We have 12 and 13-hour days on the weekend.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
This weekend's crazy and it's just starting to pick up. It's
Just
really big.
starting to pick up really
Yeah.
big. So the first thing I want to cover is your great news about neighborhood cleanup. Tell us about what's going on with that change.
So everybody knows, and I need to preface the whole thing with what a great thing that John Pollock does with the town cleanup all the time, and that the neighborhood cleanup is not to take over the town cleanup at all, and it's just to help and expand. And so we're doing a neighborhood cleanup, and it was really Jason's idea. Came about from my son, who's around the station here somewhere, and us picking up some trash that was in front of our own house, and he asked us. Why can't somebody else do this? And I said, who would? And so we started talking when we came back in the house after picking up the trash, and Jason was saying, we should do like a neighborhood cleanup. And so it expanded from there.
It started there,
Yeah.
but it was rather ambitious until you actually get behind the wheel of how many, and you're trying to do it consistently, how much it, tasks you and everything. It's,
Right.
So, it's a good
You mean
start.
how much it tasks me? What?
No, actually, I appreciate what you've done. She has all the contacts and knows everybody, and so is able to make things happen a little bit easier.
We've been having regular weekly meetings up here at
Right.
the station, even though that this is unrelated to KPVM. And we've had a lot of people showing up, and of course you, Salli, involved, and Desert View Hospital, and Front By Disposal, and James Oscarson, and just VEA, and
And
Kiwanis.
don't forget Riva with Kiwanis, yeah.
Disabled American Veterans, everybody
Terry.
helping out all the time, and including Commissioner Frank Carbone.
Yeah, he's been there most of the time, too.
But I think it was Sally's reason what we're doing now with it, right?
Well, I
You had a
don't know
big
about
plan,
that, but
yeah.
I am excited to hear that those are coming together. So tell us what that means.
Well, we're having a meeting tonight, and I think it's to kind of solidify the relationship between the Front Valley Chamber of Commerce and the neighborhood cleanup so that we can do quarterly cleanups, because the monthly cleanups are overwhelming.
Which is what I meant by the...
Exactly, exactly.
Right.
And so we kind of resort ourselves to the fact that we're just going to single-handedly clean up the town, and that's fine.
Right.
But the quarterly cleanups, I think, will get us a lot more help and a lot more volunteers. And so the Front Valley Chamber of Commerce would like to add us to their beautification project that they're doing now.
Right.
And
So as that beautification project came up, of course, your project comes right to mind because those two things just feather right into each other. They're exactly, ultimately what we want to end up with is a beautiful town
Exactly.
that people come to and go, wow, you remember that time we were there and saw all the flags?
Yeah.
But they wouldn't notice that if it were trashy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
that's
so-
a huge problem. There's
Right.
problems with signage of really old signs that are all over town that those businesses are no longer around, and just a whole bunch of issues.
Or even in the wrong places where they're not zoned properly for signage. you
Right.
know?
Yeah, and so Frank Carbone's talking about that, but they're talking about having different parts of this beautification project where they're going to have a banner across the highway to promote our events and
Right.
flags down the highway. And then our part would be the neighborhood cleanup, which we aren't just concentrating on the highways. We're really wanting to go into neighborhoods. And so we've put out a phone number out there, and that's 537-0250-775, area code. For people, if they need help on their own properties, they can call us, and we have the Disabled American Veterans, and we have other volunteers that can help you clean up things on your property. We're not talking about huge cleanups that are going to take days, but we're talking about if you need like a
stuff
couple
removed.
sofas moved.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
some
Because
heavy objects or
you know,
just a pile of trash that you can't seem to get to the landfill.
right. We all know that there are people that don't have a truck and trailer or don't have you know, they want it cleaned up. They just don't have the means to do it. And so a volunteer 2 trips to the dump and it's done.
Exactly.
And
You know?
we are more than more than willing to help people with that, because there's disabled, there's elderly, there's people that don't have a truck and trailer and need to get rid of those things. And you can't just put them out on the curb for the disposal company to pick them up. And some people don't have a bunch of money to hire people. So we have volunteers that are more than willing to help. And we're hoping that that will help our property values.
Right.
Because that was one of the things that was an issue, because my mom's a real estate agent out here, and she talks all the time about the properties, the people are selling that property, and they clean up their property, but the place next door is not so great.
Right.
And so we don't want
Right.
to go onto people's property and intrude on them. We're asking them to call us.
Right.
If they want help, call us, because
Right.
we can put some volunteers together to
Right.
help out.
Well, I am really happy to hear those
Yeah.
2 things coming together.
I'm excited about this.
think
Very
that,
excited.
yeah, I just think that it'll bring life to both. I think that anytime we can get people talking to each other,
Yeah.
you know, that idea of them both projects grow exponentially.
Absolutely.
And so
Definitely.
I'm really excited. And
And so I'm so glad that this is happening, because one of the things that Jason said, that he always wanted to be able to leave something behind that he did that really mattered. And I think bringing it to the Chamber of Commerce and doing that, we'll be able to let this grow, and he'll be able to see his vision there.
I think that, I think that's awesome. So I'm really, I'm thrilled about that. And I'm looking forward to more information about how that all works.
Well, we are doing cleanup tomorrow, Saturday, which is when this is
It's
airing.
a
and
really
our
good
cleanup-
place where we're getting this done
Yeah.
too. I'm really excited about that. Behind the Pahrump Nugget.
Yeah, and a lot of people were complaining about the dump that is there, that the homeless use area to dump in. We have 80 middle school kids who've signed waivers, and we're providing bins, and we're going to clean up that area back there.
Right.
And so
That's-
that is what our cleanup is on Saturday. And then we're going to try to get the parts between Blag and Linda Streets as well. And so we'll see how much we can do. So hopefully we'll get all that done. But we'll let everybody know about the quarterly cleanups with the Pahrump Valley Chamber of Commerce if everything works out, and we're gonna just start them and go big.
Right, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm
I
excited.
think that's awesome. So, okay, so there's that. So then the other thing we have going on tomorrow is if you haven't made it down to Petrick Park by the time you see this,
Oh, yes.
go down now, and you'll get to see at least 2 wins. There's quite a little local competition that goes on at the chili cook-off, and I understand there are even is even a crying towel involved in the.
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, it's quite the local competition, and they really talk about it for months going into it. So the big finale is tomorrow at the chili cook-off.
And then Ron Frazier's gonna give them some kind of towels so that they can cry.
Right,
when they
right.
lose.
We've got crying towels involved. Yeah, yeah. So it's
Taking
gonna
this seriously.
It's gonna be a great time, and of course that benefits Nevada Outreach No to Abuse.
I love the
And-
chili cook-off all the time.
One of my
It's one of
favorite
the
events.
best.
Yeah,
it is one
it's
of the
really a
best.
great time. So.
We end up with major heartburn. It's really good. I
Yeah,
love
Yes,
it.
every-
yeah. Well, I'll be there, of course, all day tomorrow.
I
and
know, 'cause
by the time folks
that's where
see
you're at
this,
now,
you know, we'll be to the point where we're getting the judging done, and come on down and watch people.
So much fun.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Baker to Vegas is this weekend. And so we have, oh gosh, I can't remember, over 200 teams from all over the world, law enforcement coming through town.
Right.
So that really boosts our economy. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And,
Well, it fills up the town. I mean, like the hotels are full.
Yeah.
It's a huge economy boost. People don't understand. I get that it can be inconvenient to have these runners go through.
Yeah.
But their advanced teams are here for days before they get here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have people filling up the town, bringing things to us, the economic impact, and not just the economic impact, but they, like you say, they come from all over the world. They see Pahrump. They maybe never been here before. We want them to be welcomed. We want them to know that they can come back later with their families, that we're a great environment for them. We never know what that ripple effect is of a team that's greeted and
Yeah.
taken well care of.
It's
Well,
a huge deal.
It is a huge deal.
It's a huge deal with how many people that we have in the town for Baker to Vegas, the products and services that they use, and just it, like you said, the ripple effect of what they think about our town. And I mean, I'm always super supportive of this run, and I'm super glad that the United County Sheriff's Office are doing it again this year.
Participating this
And I
Right.
believe that we are number 91.
That's
What's
awesome.
that number?
I'm
91?
91. And so
Okay,
we
good.
go out there with our news vehicle and we paint our number on there so that we can be hometown
Nice.
proud.
Well, I want to be sure and cover that people, they're leaving Baker at 8 a.m. on Saturday. First runner should be hitting here 4 or 5 o'clock Saturday afternoon. So be watching for
Yeah,
them.
they were thinking around 5:30. They were saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we are the halfway point in that race.
Yeah.
So that's really fun. Don't forget that Alice Eichner, along with the Front Valley Chambers trailer, are there in front of Saddle West. And come down, cheer for your team. Coffee, hot chocolate, cookies.
Everybody in town should put 91 on them.
Right.
NCSO
Exactly.
91.
Oh,
Put
that
it on
would be
your car.
awesome. That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
you use the shoe polish and put it on
Right.
there. It's pretty good.
Oh, shoe polish works.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, we'll have to do that because I mean, what a great thing that our local
Yeah, we have a great runner in there, Kirk Widow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the district attorney, he always runs. Yeah, he does a good job. And I believe Casey Otterson, but I don't have the rest of the team who's all running this year.
Oh, Casey's running.
Yeah, but she was gonna come up and do an interview, but definitely support our team, support the other teams, and watch out for the runners.
Right, watch out for the runners. Be careful, especially with that construction going on down there. If you can take 95 instead, please do for Saturday night.
Yeah, because they can't have pilot cars on the
During
way
that
into
spot.
Vegas.
yeah,
that's a huge deal.
It's
too.
a huge deal, and
Know that every one of those pilot cars has a runner right in front of it, and so be really careful out there. We'll have law enforcement out in full force, but
Right.
you want to make sure that this continues to be a safe race.
I want people to understand. Oh wow, we didn't get hardly anywhere.
Okay, how much
I want
does he
people.
got?
I want people to understand. that one of the funnest parts of that race is to line up and watch it in the dark. It is beautiful.
is.
Yeah,
it
it
is
is.
beautiful. And so to be sitting there supporting them, honking and waving and cheering,
Yeah.
and you've got your runner and the lights behind them, and they're proud to be there. It's amazing, and
is.
it's really touching, and they
is.
love to be here.
We'll have it
Yes.
on the news on Monday if you guys can't make it too.
Right.
But you have for the Easter the holiday task force picnic, right?
Right.
It's next weekend.
So the Community Easter Picnic, March 26th, Saturday at Ian Dooch.
Yeah. that's
10 to 2. And if you need a booth for that, Linda Wright, 727-9970, extension 236. Those are free for anybody who's providing public service or child, Boy Scouts or anything related to kids. Come
then
down.
also-
The Dancing Bear will be
All
there
right.
Also, Simpkins Park on Sunday.
on Sunday Easter.
Cassandra Selbach. And,
That's right.
And we're
For
having
Easter
their-
egg hunt.
And the Easter egg hunt. And
Right.
We're
Volunteering
volunteering for
this
that
year.
one.
Community Viewpoint.